Yesterday we witnessed a historic event as Floridians around the state gathered in more than 10 cities to let their voices be heard in support of a united Florida against Governor Rick Scott's draconian budget and harmful budget cuts. Scott's scheme to reward big corporations and punish middle-class Floridians by destroying the small gains that have been made by organized workers is intended to be a death blow to the hard-working people who help to make our state run. After 14 years under the same party's leadership, our state is suffering. After years of giveaways and tax breaks to the wealthiest 5% and continuous deregulation and unbridled greed, our state is in the ditch. Governor Scott is proposing to overhaul the state's pension system that will affect thousands of teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other state and county workers by requiring them to contribute 5% of their salary to retirement accounts. 5% after 6 consecutive years of no pay increases, no cost of living increases. This essentially will equate to 5% decreases for state employees in their take-home salaries. We cannot and we should not expect hard-working Florida employees and taxpayers to cover the costs of a big budget crisis created by economic policies that didn't work, while corporations and the super rich continue to pay less and get more. This is not the American way. Florida continues to run one of the cheapest state governments per capita in all of the United States. This is a fact. We have to get beyond the taglines of privatization and job cutting as the answer to all of our problems. There are well-documented cases where privatization was pushed and the system got more expensive, not less. The quality of care and service deteriorated considerably, leaving taxpayers with no real method of accountability. There is a role for government in our society. Government exists to protect, to create opportunity, to level the playing field, and to make sure that we can live healthy and productive lives in this country. The Republican leadership at the legislature would have you to believe that you are somehow customers of government. But you're not. Businesses have customers. Governments have citizens. Customers view themselves as receiving a service for every dollar that they spend. Customers only pay for the product that they directly benefit from. Citizens see themselves as part of a larger community. Citizens have to take responsibility for the good and the bad that occurs in society. In my own life, my wife and I are married. We both pay taxes. Every year we see thousands of dollars going towards the local school system, a system that we don't have children in. But we understand the value of what it means for every child to have an opportunity to learn. We know what it means for them to grow up and be productive, to keep our communities safe, and to create a stronger quality of life where we live. So we pay. We pay without the expectation that we'll get anything directly to ourselves or to our families in return. But we believe that the ecology, the community, the society that we live in will be better for it. That's the responsibility of a citizen. We all contribute to the improvement of the whole. As the legislative session begins, I would encourage Governor Scott to take a tempered and long-term approach to solving our state's problems. I would encourage him to be less partisan and more positive about how we get out of the ditch that we've been driven into. If Scott is serious about solving our long-term problems, he would recognize that we don't start by cutting public education by 10%. Rather, you strategically invest in the areas that will make our state more competitive and educationally desirable to companies who want to relocate here and attract a smart workforce that's well-trained and prepared for the challenges of the future. If the governor cared about placing Florida on sound footing, he would avoid policies that place us on a race to the bottom in nearly every national indicator for what it requires to become a great state. He'd invest in our state's infrastructure and avoid the ideological turf battles of Washington versus the state. He would end his all-out assault on public employees and encourage greater productivity, efficiency, and innovation that rewards our state's employees and treats them as partners in the governing of our state, not villains. Budgets should be balanced, but not on the backs of working middle-class Floridians, but through a shared sacrifice where we all contribute to the pot. not just some of us. I expect this battle to be a long one, but for the sake of our futures and the futures of our children and those who will follow us, we must stay engaged in this fight. The future is ours to win, but we can't get there by standing still. As Robert Kennedy told us, the future is not a gift, it's an achievement. We will move forward together, united as one Floridian. Thank you for taking time to listen. God bless our great state of Florida, and God bless the United States of America.